Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy JT, and I got 6 things you should be doing every day to get more spiritual. Let's get it. First of all, you're asking yourself, why do I need to be doing something on a consistent and daily basis? Your thoughts create your words create your actions, and your actions create your habits. And your habits are what change your life. Yes, they're a direct response to your thoughts, but instead of getting through the issue, work your way back. Take out the habit, and then you work your way back, okay? And so when you create these habits that are self-fulfilling, that help you become more aligned with your spiritual path, then everything else fits into place because you're now walking in the way you were meant to walk. And it's not always easy. There are some daily practices that I do personally that have taken me a while to learn, and others are just kind of really simple that I could do on a daily basis when I don't have time to do some of the more time-intensive daily practices. And whether you're a spiritual person, a witchy person, a pagan, whatever it is, these are all things that could be applying to you. And feel free to model this and change this to suit your own personal spiritual path, whatever that may be. Now, as always, let me go get some crystals, and I'm going to clear your energy. As I'm doing this, just imagine the smoke kind of just clearing away your energy, whatever it may be. I'm going to have this throughout the video, but yeah, you'll see the smoke. And just imagine the negative energy moving away with the smoke. So I'm going to have this playing through the video so you know it's going to be a vibe. In case you don't know, I love incense. And specifically, I'm going to be using frankincense. It's my personal favorite of all the incenses I've ever found. I love it. That, and if I could find an espresso one, I'd probably like that one as well. Anyways, if you're a spiritual person, go ahead and just click follow and subscribe, and let me know below what kind of your daily practice looks like. I'm genuinely like to know, and maybe I'll incorporate some in a future video. Before we get started into the first one, you don't have to do all these on a daily basis. Some of us don't have all the time in the world to be the most spiritual person and just drop everything that they're doing and go ahead and do all these practices. You don't need to do that. Sometimes you can only fit one in. Sometimes you can't fit any in, and that's okay, as long as your intention is that everything will come. Now, the very first daily spiritual habit is going to be to research and study or read anything along those lines. And this is so important, and it's also super easy to do. Often enough, we think it's just opening up a book and then reading the book, but it doesn't have to be like that. It could be reading an article online about spiritual science. I personally like to read a lot of books. I have a fatty bookshelf right over here if you can see it, and that's just a couple of my books. Those are all just my dedicated spiritual books. Now, I've already done a video on the 5 spiritual books that you probably should be reading and or read, but I'm going to show you the one I think you should get. Let me go grab it. Now, to be fair, guys, these aren't just like all the fluff books, okay? These aren't just some random books you're going to pick up. These are like intentional books that are meant for like deep study, deep thought, and deep research. The first one being one of my personal favorite books called The Kabbalion. See, we don't realize that a lot of our spirituality and a lot of the terms we use in spirituality come from a term called Hermetic philosophy. This was done way in the past by people who were into a brand of philosophy called Hermetics, which believes that we are all a part of the same source and we all share consciousness. And I know that sounds familiar because you're probably watching for that same reason. So this book goes over all of these things, and this is a really deep read, and it's an old book too, but this book is so good. What's really good about this book is that it gives you whatever you need to learn in like such a dense way that you can keep rereading it over and over. And these are the foundations for what many people believe on spirituality. Now, the second book is if you're now a spiritual person coming out of Christianity. This is called Outwitting the Devil. Now, Napoleon Hill, he wrote Think and Grow Rich. I don't know if you know what that one is. You most likely do. But what he did was he found a way to contact this quote-unquote devil. Now, whether you believe the devil is a real person, thing, object, place, thing, deity, energy, whatever it may believe, okay, he managed to contact something divine. And so this book, he just sits there and interviews the devil for all of these pages, asking different questions. And one of the key takeaways of this book is that your habits really dictate where your life is going to go. And what's also super special about this book is that he goes over the different ways this devil figure tries to get you away from your true path. And once you're aware of what he tries to do, you're better in a place to combat it. Number 2 is to pray. Now, when we think of prayer, we think of just going to the Christian God, getting on our knees and be like, yes, sir, Yahweh, help me out here. That can be it, but it also cannot be it. Now, this is going to be something that more applies to you if you're on the more deconstructing side, kind of like I am, where you're praying to the universe, okay? And everybody here knows how to pray, okay? Everybody knows how to pray. You literally just sit down and you talk, okay? And it's so simple, but it's so not done. It's so not done. And this is one of the few things that you can do to get close. Now you can pray to your spirit guides, you can pray to your higher self, you can pray to the universe, you can pray to whatever pagan god you believe in, you can do whatever you want. Pray to whoever you want. Pray to spaghetti. I don't give a fuck. In my opinion, we all come from the same thing, right? So just pray to your fucking spaghetti. Doesn't matter. Now, number 3 is something that's going to take you a while to get used to, okay? And this is a habit you have to build over time. So if you want something that you can do every single day for like 5 minutes and get really good at it, this one may not be the one for you, I'm not going to lie. But we've all heard it before, it's meditation. I love meditating, okay? But I don't do it in the way that everybody else does it. I don't sit down in my little chair, close my eyes, and just focus on my breath. Nah, fam, I don't do that. I think it's so boring. I have ADHD. I can't sit down in a small space for that long. So here's what I do instead. I do active meditation. Okay, this means that I am meditating while I'm doing something active. I work as a server in 2 different places. So I'm constantly taking orders, constantly running back and forth, constantly carrying something. And every time I pick up a plate, I make a note to myself to just take one breath. That's it. That's it. And that is meditation. Meditation isn't something where you sit down and do. That's one form of it, but it's not the form that I practice. Instead, I practice active meditation, where I'm actively tuning into the present moment while I'm doing things and while I'm experiencing something. For me, it's a lot easier to do, and it's a lot more useful and easier to integrate into my daily activities rather than waking up 30 minutes early when I'm super tired already because I just woke up in the morning, sitting down in a chair and just thinking for 20 minutes. No, I can't do that. Sorry, not sorry. Now the 4th one is one of the easier ones. This is something you can do so many times throughout the day, and you can make your whole day, literally every second of every day, this. Literally just be purposeful or intentional with everything that you do. I am super intentional with everything that I do, specifically with my relationships with people. I tell everybody straight up what I want from them, what they can give me, and I always ask the people in my life, how can I help that you grow and achieve your dreams, okay? But it can be anything. For example, I was intentional with this little stick right here, right? I literally said, I'm going to clear your energy with this, and so this then cleared your energy. That is being intentional with a piece of incense. I work as a server, so oftentimes I'll go, I'm going to make $150 on shift today. And then what do you know, I walk away with $150, okay? But it can also be stuff you do for self-care, which is another tip we'll get into. It can be something like washing the hair that I don't have, right? It can be whenever you wash your body, you're removing the negative energy off your body, or you're cleaning your aura. You literally just tell the object what you want it to do. And we already do this. For example, with the soap bar, you buy the soap bar with the intention of it removing dirt, okay? So instead of having it remove dirt, have it remove dirt and something else. We already do this on a daily basis, but we never do it in a spiritual way. We think so much of our physical bodies. And yes, it's important to take care of our physical bodies, but we can't ignore the spiritual self as well. The point is not to have the spiritual self outweigh the body. The point is for them to be in perfect balance with each other. This also goes along with my active meditation. When I'm actively tuning in to my breath, I'm being intentional with my breath. And I'm saying, I'm tuning into the present moment. Whenever I grab that plate at work and I put it right here, I'm tuning into the present moment. I'm being intentional with every single plate I grab. Number 5, this is for all my hippies out here. This is grounding. And everybody asks me, how do I do grounding? How do I do it? And let me tell you, there are 1,000,001 different ways to do grounding. Nobody has the best way to do anything. You don't have to follow any of these 7 other items. I may not have the best way for you. But if it does resonate, make sure to click subscribe. So anyways, what's grounding? Grounding is literally you centering yourself, okay? You are becoming tuned into the present moment. You are centered yourself and you feel present and not distracted. When you are not grounded, you get the following symptoms: anxiety, depression, you become bipolar, angry, moody. These are all things that happen because you aren't grounded. So what I do, and I don't do this every day, I'm not going to lie to you guys, but my favorite way to ground is, for me after work, I ground by going to the park. okay? Now, there's a park in a 5-minute walk from me, Nadia. It's in the same complex. I have an apartment complex. There's a little park with a fatty tree, with some benches, with some grass. So sometimes when I'm off of work and I needed to really ground myself because I had a stressful day, I will take off my socks, take off my shoes at the park, and just sit in the grass. I literally will just sit there, and I just imagine and just take in the present moment that, like, yeah, you know, I just got done with work, and I don't need to bring the feelings that I had at work home with me to a different place. My feelings don't follow me. I dictate where my feelings go. And grounding helps me to do that. And it's proven to reduce so many of your mental health symptoms, and it's incredible for your mental health. And it's now being talked about in talk therapy. So obviously there's something to it. And the science is still catching up to what grounding is and the importance of it. Sometimes, guys, if you are literally going to work, okay, and you just happen to see a tree as you're walking up to your job, just fucking go rub your hand on the tree. Whatever it may be. As long as when you touch that tree, you have the intention of being grounded and being more in tune to the present moment, then you are grounding yourself. And if you do this daily, it will dramatically change your life. This is the last one. This is my most favorite one to do. This is my self-care. I love caring for myself. You know, there's a lot of truth when the Bible says that your body's a temple. Your body is a temple. And some people assume it's a prison. I think it's a temple because I'm honoring and housing something so divine inside of my body. I am housing my spirit, and I'm housing the divine consciousness. I'm housing the divine in me. I am God. Even in the Bible it says, when you become saved, the Holy Spirit is in you. God is inside of you if you even are a Christian, okay? So this idea that we are not all God is proven by many of these religious texts. And if you're spiritual, you notice the wisdom in it. And the best way to get closer to the spirit that's inside of your body is to care for yourself. I have a lot of different things I do for self-care. One of my favorite things to do is to take a bath. I take a bubble bath like a fucking 2-year-old child. I take a bubble bath, run some warm to hot water. I literally sit in the bath, and I have these submergible lights in my bath so I can change the color depending on what my mood is. And I always pick purple, by the way. If you want to know, that's my favorite color. And so I take this bath, and I'm just imagining just sitting there enjoying myself. Sometimes I'll light a candle, I'll turn off all the lights, and I just have the candles and my LED lights in the bathtub lighting me, and it's really nice. Sometimes you can get a little foot peel mask. I did that. I found it on TikTok a while ago, and I went and did that. That was pretty fun. Whatever it is that you do that makes you feel good in your body, whether that be working out, I do this twice a day, whether it be going on a run, whether it be doing yoga, whatever it is that makes you get in touch with your body and help you care for your body, like keeping it in shape, making your body look better, making you feel better. Whatever that is, continue to do that. For me, it's working out and it's taking bubble baths, but it can be different for every single person. Like I said before, it's very hard to do all of these things on a daily and consistent basis. Most people aren't able to do it. I am not able to do it, but I try to do at least one of them every single day. Easily prayer and easily grounding and easily meditation are some of the easier things to do every day. If you liked the video, literally like the video. And subscribe if you're a spiritual person and like hip-hop music. 2 things I talk about here on the channel. I love you guys. Stay high vibes. Peace.